A quick video on Brisk Teaching. It is an AI tool for teachers that is built directly into Google. It is a Google Chrome extension instead of a website or a separate software. So it's really easy to implement into your classrooms. If you're on a Google base setup already, it's extremely easy. You just push it out to all the teachers, and I have it pinned at the top here. So there's this little icon here. And they have a free version of it that has a bunch of powerful tools that can save you a lot of time in your teaching day. So let's just start by looking at this YouTube video. This is Dr. Cox talking about black holes. And as an example, this could be something that you want to show your students, and you want them to do this while you have a sub, for example. You can go in here, you go to create. You can create a quiz for them to take at the end of the video. You can choose the grade level. Let's choose grade 11. We'll make it a multiple choice. We'll make it 10 questions. If you want to set standards for your school, you can put this here. If you want to add extra things to the output of what it gives you, you can. Like, for example, if you want to give it the minutes and seconds of the answers in the video, so a student can go back and find the answer if they're stuck on a question, that is easy to do. You just put it in this prompt and it would do it for you. So we have all this set up. We'll go to next. We'll do it in a Google Doc. You can also do it in Google Forms. You just go to Brisket. It's going to open a new tab, a new Google Doc, and then it's going to start writing the quiz for you. So as it writes the quiz, you'll be able to see that it's pulling information from the YouTube video. It's going in a chronological order of the video. It's going to follow your prompt and what you gave it. So it starts writing the questions, multiple choice, and this is an easy way for you to make quizzes for your students, and gives you an answer key at the end. Obviously, before you send this out to your students, you'll want to delete that. But it's an easy way to make a quick, fast quiz for your students that you can then push out through Google Classroom. And really, it's all about saving time, and it's a really great way to make good quizzes. These are great questions and helps your students understand what they're watching. Another example, if you want to have this as, let's say, for the subs if you have a sub that day and you want your students to have guided notes while they watch it, you can do that as well. You can choose the different language, their grade level, you Brisket, it'll open up a new Google Doc, and as guided notes go, it'll start writing notes based on the video where it leaves spaces for your students to fill in the blanks, so they have to follow along with the video. And they have to pay attention so that when they get to that quiz, they can use their own notes to then help them answer the questions on the quiz. So they're getting multiple passes at this information at the same time, which will help them retain that information as well. So another example of how you could use this is if you're giving the information, or you want this to be part of your class and you want to give a presentation before they watch the video, you see down here, there's popular tools, quiz, presentation, DOK questions, or you go to create here and here's all your options. So if we go to presentation, it gives you the same questions. If you wanted it in English, your standards, grade level, how many slides you want, do you want images included in these slides? Let's say yes to all of them. We'll push next. We get to decide what kind of slideshow we want, how we want it to look. For this one, we'll just go with dark. We'll click Brisket. Then it'll open a new tab for us in Google Slides, and it'll start building our presentation for us. And the way this really will save you time in the long run is that you don't have to make presentations all by yourself. This is a great starting point for your presentation. You can go in and change things, but you're saving a ton of time from having to do this by hand for every subject. And obviously, Some courses that you teach have these already available to you, but if you're a teacher that wants to teach something new, or they saw something cool and they want to show their students but still want to have it as a teaching example, then this is a great way to do it. It saves you a ton of time, and it's just a great resource for you to go through and play around with to see how this can help you in your everyday teaching. Another example we can do just based off this YouTube video, so we can go into Create, and let's say we want to make a sub plan for this video. So say you're out, you want the sub to come in, show this video, give them the guided notes, give them the quiz at the end, but you don't want to write your sub notes for you. And let's say 50 minutes is too long. Let's just do 20 minutes for the sub notes. They get up, they talk, tell everybody what they're going to do, and then they go and start the class. This way, it'll save you a bunch of time on having to write sub notes. You can do this for each class of your day, and then conjoin all those together and give that to your sub. This will save you a ton of time on having to write this all out by hand. And it's just a great, great tool when it comes to saving you time and just the mental work it takes to have to do all of this when you're working already a full-time job. So as you can see, it kind of breaks it down into what you want them to do. Clearly, if you want it to be changed in any way, so let's say I don't want to give them any homework that day, you can either just delete it, or if you want to give them a different type of homework, you can go in here, anything you'd like to change, you can go in there, type what you would like it to change, and it'll go through, do it again, and make those changes for you. So let's move on to another example where I think this really shines is if you have, we all have students in classrooms that are at different reading levels, different education levels, really. So you could have an 11th grader who really is more of a reading level of a 9th grader, and say they're in a Shakespeare class and they're kind of struggling with some of the words, they're struggling understanding what they're reading. This way you could use this tool to change the level of reading. So say, Shakespeare, it's hard to say what grade level Shakespeare is as far as reading goes, since it is an Old English. But let's say you have a student that you think really reads at like a 9th grade level. You can just go in here and change the reading level for them. This will give them the same information as all the other students are getting with King Lear, but it's just an easier way for them to digest that information. So this is another example of where this could really be useful, say in the elementary side of things. If you have a 5th grader who's more at a 3rd grade reading level and is slightly struggling with some of the textbooks or some of the books you guys are reading, you can throw this information in here and have it tone that language down to their grade level so that they can absorb that information at their own level. So they're not falling further behind. You're helping them catch up by not overwhelming them with the reading side of things. So another example, so let's say instead of having to find something on the internet like this PDF, let's say you have a document that you want to give your students, but you just want to change the reading level. Well, once this document is done, you can just go in here and regenerate it at a lower grade level as well. So it's not necessarily you need to find these things on the internet to use this tool. Anything you have in your Google Docs, you can use this tool with to create presentations, to create notes, to create different levels of reading. So it really, the sky's the limit for how you can use this. And really, you just need to play around with the tools, find where this can help you, and start utilizing it more and more. And the more you use it, the easier it's going to come, the more time you're going to save. And by the end of the day, you're going to feel a lot better because you've had more time available with your students instead of having to sit at your desk and work on different things. So this is the end of the video. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me.